And with so much happening, what we see going on with e-gaming and other things like that, there's a lot of passion in that area. And for us, as we started Salt Lake Comic-Con, it's been about 3.5 years ago now that we did it, and when we did our first event, we were able to see that joy and excitement that comes from doing an event like this. And then we watched as Jake had founded Salt Lake Gaming Con, and when he did that, he brought a lot of the same passion and energy to gaming that we like to bring into the comic industry and pop culture. And bringing all this together, it made a lot of sense that we would do something with him. And one thing about Jake is not only is he really passionate about this, but he's actually a world champion HeroClix gamer. And so he has quite a background in this stuff, and he has just, you know, so much energy and excitement for what Gaming Con is all about, that we just felt like we could add a little marketing power and a little customer base to that event and help continue to see that grow. And so thank you all for being here. I'm going to turn the time over to Brian. He can share a little more.
Hey, thanks for coming, everybody. We're going to be real quick and let Jake and Kai talk about the gaming convention. But again, Dan and I both have a background in computer games. Him from the 3D software and modeling side, and I co-founded two of the largest independent game companies in the country, and have been involved with gaming for about 17 years. And so when the opportunity came along to get involved with Salt Lake Gaming Con, it made a lot of sense for us because we already had gaming as a component of Salt Lake Comic Con. And then the other thing that was really attractive about Salt Lake Gaming Con that made sense in a lot of ways was you know, when we first looked at doing Comic-Con, there were Comic-Cons all over the country. We said, you know what, there's a lot of people that can't pick up their families and travel to New York and Seattle and Dallas. And so we're going to bring a Comic-Con to Salt Lake City, and it turned out to be wildly successful. And, you know, we're now one of the top Comic-Cons in the country. And there are other gaming conventions around the country, but there's not one in Salt Lake. And so up until 2 years ago, and so we got involved last year right before the second event, and now we've had a year to really get behind it, and we're going to do special things July 7th through 8th at Southtown. So, but we believe in Jake and Kai and his team, and I'm going to turn the time over to them. Thanks for coming out.
Shortest guy up here, I have to bring the mic down a little bit. Yeah, I want to take for just a quick second here and talk about, you know, Dan and Brian as partners. You know, when Kai and I, we had one other partner last year, we were working on the convention, there was literally 3 of us that put together the whole thing until the last week where Comic-Con came together. The partnership's been great so far, but more importantly than that, they have a lot of resources and stuff, because really the goal is to put the best event on the weekend possible. And so in doing that, you know, being able to work with their team, seeing the professionalism. I've been to conventions all over the world. Like Dan said, I was a world champion HeroClix player. The Salt Lake Comic-Con brand and their events are some of the most professional events you will find in the nation out there when it comes to anything related convention-wise. So it's a lot of fun working with them there. So the biggest difference, I think, between Salt Lake Comic-Con and Salt Lake Gaming Con is Salt Lake Comic-Con is amazing to come out and see celebrities. While we do a little bit of celebrities at Salt Lake Gaming Con, it's more activity driven. What I mean that by is we have tournaments that people can come out and play. If you want to come out and try your luck to see how you rate against other people in the state, there's that there. And Kai will go into the specifics of those a little bit later. We've got big sponsors coming in, like Microsoft that's going to come in, and they're going to create like a Microsoft land with a giant area where you can try some of the newest games, some of the newest technology in both PC and the Xbox division. And they're looking at doing a couple of other surprises this year. The board game library, we had over 700 board games that people could come out and try and play for free last year, and we're bringing that back again. So we've got a lot of fun stuff like that. We've got a dart gun area that we're bringing in. It's going to be the biggest dart gun battle. It's going to be the biggest dart gun battle that you'll be able to play with your family and friends. We'll be able to have a huge area of battles going on all weekend. But probably the favorite thing that I've seen us working on so far, and that's coming from the support from Comic-Con's KidCon division, is the supercart racing. We're actually building a giant castle with mushrooms and warp tubes and stuff like that for people to drive their carts and race all weekend. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got the Mystery Escape Room coming in. They're doing some gaming specific things for this con specifically. We've got the Artemis coming in, which is actually a Star Trek deck simulator that you'll be able to actually sit down and like you're on the bridge of one of the starships. One person takes the role of captain, one person takes the role of weapons, and it's a lot of fun to do. But I think one of the other ones, again, because of my HeroClix background, WizKids, which is the biggest dice maker and miniature maker in the world, will be at Salt Lake Gaming Con again this year. They've got a bunch of brand new products that they're bringing out to demo and show off. One thing that people don't realize about Salt Lake City is we're actually the biggest board game market per capita in the nation. And the only place bigger than us in the world is Germany. So we've got a lot of people out here because of the family ties that play board games. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Starting next week, we'll start going through with the special guests, and we've got a lot of them coming in, and some of them are pretty amazing. Go ahead and turn it over to Kai to go over the tournaments.
So before we touch on the tournaments real fast, we want to announce our first two guests at this year's Gaming Con. Steve Bloom and Jennifer Hale will be coming back to visit us in Salt Lake. Jennifer Hale being holding the record for having the most voice actor appearances in video games. So we're really excited to have her and Steve both come out and visit us this year at Gaming Con. We also, like Jake said, we are announcing a few more as the weeks progress and we get closer to the convention. We're working with some retired professional gamers, some mainstream streamers, so expect to see a few more of those announcements in the weeks to come. So what I'm most excited about is the tournament. That is kind of my background, is the competitive gaming. So we have a lot of tournaments for both the casual and the competitive gamer, as well as for the computer and the board gamer as well. So I'm just going to go through some of these slides real fast, and we have a lot more to come, but this is what we have so far. So we have Call of Duty, Destiny, which is a tabletop game. Dice Masters, also another tabletop game. Guild Ball, we're actually holding a regional tournament at Gaming Con this year for Guild Ball. Hearthstone, we're holding a regional qualifier. It's called the Tavern Hero Qualifier. It's you earn circuit points to compete in the World Championship at Blizzard. HeroClix is also having a regional stop at Gaming Con this year. Pokemon as well is another regional stop for us at Gaming Con. Overwatch was a big hit last year. We're going to continue carrying that on this year as well. The way that Overwatch and League of Legends will work is you'll do pool play on Friday and then do a elimination bracket on Saturday to have the grand finals on stage again, like we did last year. Pokken and both Smash titles are coming out again this year. Street Fighter is a big announcement. We actually have a professional gamer coming out, and he's going to be one of our special guests. Well, we can't yet announce him, but he will be coming out and competing, and then also doing a one-on-one workshop for those that are interested. War Machines, again, another regional stop. Same with Warhammer 40K. You can earn circuit points to compete in the World Championship later in the year. X-Wing is another one. They're having their store championships here. And then again, like I said, we have a lot more to come as the weeks go forward. So those are our tournaments.
You know, just one last thing too, that when we talk about doing Gaming Con, at this point, 87% of the people in America play at least one game one time per week. That's a huge demographic here. And one of the things that we really try to do at Salt Lake Gaming Con is if you play video games, we have something for you. If you want to do family activities, we have something for you. If you want to come out and play tabletop games, we have something for you. If you want to play tournaments, we have something for you. We're really trying to put a big focus on what we can do and give you an experience in gaming that you can't get at your house. And that's really the thing that as Brian and Dan and I and Kai have gone over this, what can we provide for you guys that you guys can't get anywhere else? And I think that's why we're really excelling this year to put that together for you guys. And it should be a lot of fun.
Okay, so just to wrap it up, look forward to Salt Lake Gaming Con, July 7th through 8th at the Southtown Expo. We'll have substantially all of the Expo Center out there, and we'll be bringing a lot of things like that that you've seen in the Comic-Con world in terms of high-end panels. We'll have special guests. One of the threads you'll see in our press release is the VR and the future of gaming. So it won't be an E3, but you'll be able to come and experience some of the very top of the line next year's kind of technology at our convention in the world of VR and AR. And so we'll have panels, and we brought in Grotix and Utah Media Group to handle our vendor floor. So we feel like the able to bring in vendors specific to the gaming industry and gaming world substantially increased over last year. So we're going to have a great convention. Thanks for coming out, and we're going to answer questions to the press. Thank you.
Go ahead, Nick.